Hello, traders. Good morning. Well, I hope that all of us can hear me. I'm actually live and direct, and good morning, man. Welcome. Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that breaking transmission. Everybody. So, I hope that my voice is clear enough. Of course, I want to welcome you to today's event. Sorry the way I just like that and like that, but I think it's all good that you can hear me because that we can start. So we're going to be looking at the thing we normally do on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, early morning market review. I think 8 o'clock every day. So I'm going to be the anchor for today. I hope that today is going to be a good day for all of us. So welcoming you all, even before I share my screen. And I've seen quite some number of names in the house. We've seen close to 30 people in attendance. If I see your name, of course, I'll mention it. Don't forget. So, okay. So, wisdom. Thank you very much. I've been observing only wisdom greet me, though I will greet all of you, but only wisdom and maybe a couple of guys will greet me back, which is okay. All right. Some people just want to hear my greeting, they don't want to greet me back. So you can drop your comment to say hello, no matter what it is. We still have to greet ourselves and shake hands. And then so starting from the names I've seen on top here, let me be sure on the names. See, I have Wisdom, I have Adebayo, I have K Diash, right? Angela, and Ayo, Chinedu, Daniel Engeti, right? Engeti. The Dauda Hassan, good. Let me not mention your code. So David Shipande, Engineer Kayode, you're welcome. Fellow engineer. So I have a fellow engineer in the house, which is okay. Fatoki Florence, Fatoki, that's quite a name, right? And then Smile, what is Smile? Smile and what? I tell. I'm actually trying to pronounce names. Some of the names are very funny to pronounce. That's why I'm trying to be careful. Following me, Deuteron, Monet. Okay, I think I remember that name, Monet, right? All the way from Ondo State. Kike, I think I've mentioned Kike already. Monet, Orola, Moses, Odunayo, Patrick, Philip, Timileyin, Rajudeen, Soji, Edo right? Olumayowa, Etimi Lamid. They have quite, you know, a large name in the house this morning. So, if I didn't mention your name, it's not intentional. It's because maybe I didn't see your name on time, or maybe I skip your name. Okay, so are you Felix? Yeah. In fact, I have quite a number of names. So you guys are welcome. Today is Monday, and of course, we'll be looking at what to do. Now, in order not to waste our time, I've been able to at least before I started this class, it's one thing I do normally to check the chat, be sure of what to discuss. So I was actually looking at this screen. If you look at my screen now, you should see that I'm on Euro USD. And based on what I can see now, I want to believe that Euro USD might just push down, right, for a bit. So on Friday, I was in training in Akure, and we were on this trade you be looking at on the screen, USD card. So it went as much negative as minus 2,000, minus 1,000 plus, but right now it's currently on minus 900 naira, which means that it is still a good one. So if I look at the USD card now, this one, so I want to believe that this USD card may push up, right? I've seen two reasons why it may. Looking at this 15-minute time frame, if you plot a trend line, you can actually duplicate it and it will still mean the same thing, even upfront, something like that. So I want to believe that this USD card will be, using these two trend lines support going forward. So if you are interested in trading USD card, you might want to do something like this on 15 minutes, plot a trend line and follow it. What I mean by follow it is this trend line, this one down, let me number it 1, your presence. So I'm just going to click on A like text and then number it trend line 1. That's this one below, and then trend line 2, second one. So in between trend line 1 and 2, the price is going to be bouncing. That's what I feel based on technical. So because I'm used to price, right? I'm used to the way they behave or the way price behave on the chart. So this price might just be using these two trend lines, as support. So what you need to do is that anytime price come in between, so you can plot your own, right? It's not difficult to plot. Even if you're using phone or laptop, it doesn't matter. You can plot your own trend line like so and follow it. All right. So anytime you see price go inside or return or retrace inside the trend line, that's in between the two, you could just pick a buy, especially when you see a bullish engulfing bar. Okay, so if you see a bullish engulfing bar in between those two lines, you can just go ahead and execute a buy trade and make some money. All right, that's what I would advise for you to do. All right, so go ahead and do that and make your money. Okay, make money. It's important you make money. That's very important. So I'm going to go to comment section and see who else is okay. So Famoroti, thank you very much. So I think you are the one that actually got how to pronounce my name proper and how to interpret it the way it is. Okay, so thank you very much, Soji Famoroti. All right, Famoroti, that means you are sticking to Ifa, which is okay. So I kindly analyze £0 during the weekend. I saw something like double top on the 4 hours and D1, but I don't know if I got the chart pattern correctly. And also UBJPY. A1 Wisdom, thank you very much for that insight. So I'm going to check it in your presence. All of us will analyze it together, and then we'll decide whether we're going to trade it, sell or buy. Now, based on what I have on this USD card, I'm going to stick to my buy, and I will advise for you to be looking forward to, going long on USD card, except otherwise stated, except if the price begins to do something different on the chart. It should be able to favor us for us to be looking for buy opportunity. So I have a trade of buy, and I'm going to stick to it. So if you want to, trade USD card, trade it the way it is, trade what you see. So when you see price return inside, like I said, this trend line, you can just, go ahead and execute a buy trade. It should be able to favor you, especially when you have a bullish bar or a bullish engulfing bar around it, either around the lower one or around the upper one or in between. Now, let's quickly go to what the man said, Wisdom. He said he saw double top on £0 and of course on 4 hours. So based on what this 4 hours is saying, this is not double top of 4 hours. Let me show you some of the wisdom. So based on what this chart is saying, this chart on 4 hours does not read double top, except maybe I'll zoom out. This is not what we call double top. This is actually what we call head and shoulder, not double top. So a double top will be of equal height, right? But based on what I see here, this is not of equal height. This is more like a head and shoulder. Even the head and shoulder self is bent. Like if I do something like this, okay, let me shorten it so that you understand what I mean. Let me remove ray and do it like so. So if I drag this trend line like so, you can see that the neck is not equal to the, if it's going to be double top, it's going to be something like this, and then something like that. It's going to be something like this. That's what we call double top. But based on what we have here, rather, we don't have double top. We have neck here and neck there, and then head on top. Sorry. head on top. So this is head, and these are the necks. So these two necks, though, they are not of equal height, which is still okay. Because even you might want, sometimes maybe when you are dancing in your house or in a party, there's a way you do your shoulder. One could raise up to, I don't know. I hope you guys understand what I mean. Like when a normal human being is dancing, okay, or even if he's not dancing, he could do shakara, the one we call shakara in Nigeria, and bend one of his arms, like that shoulder, that arm. You could bend it lower than the other one. The other one you can raise, when you see somebody raise his arm, like that nonsense guy, Portable. Forgive me for saying, it's not nonsense, so forgive me for using that foul language. That Portable guy, the way he used to raise his two shoulders like that. So if he, for example, now, if he bend one of them, or even you, if you bend one of your shoulders down, and then you raise the other one up, it could be something like this, even though your head is up, right? So this is what we call head and shoulder. And nothing is perfect in life. So head and shoulder pattern, and of course, like you said, or like you suggested, this could be a cell, especially when you have a break of this region. So this is the part that you need to be careful of. So once we begin to see candles close below this level, it could mean a sell. But based on what I'm seeing here, this may not actually go down. May not. All right, except if the price actually do otherwise. Because based on the information I've seen on this screen, based on candle structure, it may not. So except we have a defeat. Okay. Let me show you an example why. So you have this candle here, this small one. Now let me use an arrow to show you that. So this candle here, right? It's actually a bullish structure. Okay. Then this candle here, this one is actually a bearish, it's like a seller weapon here. So it could be a sell, true, but let's wait for further information. Okay, so this candle that I just pointed out, let me remove this arrow and point another one. It's actually kind of like a seller weapon because it's like a short upside down, right? Short like upside down. It's just that we have not seen a significant move to, portray that this particular candle. It's kind of like an information that the seller is passing around. So let's see a close below this level. Okay, let's see some candles close, substantial close below this level, then we'll sell. Also, you could just add some other information, even without going to D1, right? Without going to daily bar. All right, even the daily bar is not head and it's not double top, wisdom. It's still the same head and shoulder. But going back to the H4, let's look for a moving average that will give us what we want. So let's go to moving average and the start say 50 period or even 21. Let's first of all start 21 and make it exponential. And then we do okay. Then we now insert 50 and make it simple. See, make it simple. Change the color to black. And then we could check to see if it is something that will work on, right? So yeah, so this one, for us to sell, for us to still sell this one, we will need a close below this candle, this one. We need a close below this candle. We need a candle close below it. Let me make this line thick, right? Come on. Let me make it a very thick line like so. So we need a close below this red line below. Maybe I can just change the color for the purpose of this class. Let's make it a black line, or even a kind of like a green or even blue line. Let's make it blue line, like blue. So for us to sell, we need a close below this blue. True. We need a close below that blue line on the screen, right? Let me zoom it out. So we need a close below this blue line. That means we need a close below 0.8553. You might want to write that price down. On this 4 hours candle or this 4 hours chart on euro pound, if you want to sell, you need a close below 0.85253. That's the price we're looking for. So anytime you see candles begin to close below that price, okay, on this 4 hours chart, then you can just go ahead and sell. The structure actually, suggests that the price could go down based on the, head and shoulder pattern, based on the moving average structure arrangement, and based on candle arrangement also. It looks good to go down. And of course, based on the fact that even the candle that I put a down arrow to or on top, it's actually a seller weapon. So let's wait for more close below that level, then we can actually go ahead and sell. So this one looks bearish, true wisdom. That's right. So let me go back to the comment section again and check what people are saying. Okay, so wait though. I hope that I'm still with you guys. Hope you can see. Hope you can hear me. Can you people hear me? Okay. Can you hear me, everybody? Please, if you can hear me, if you can hear me, just say yes, something like that. Okay. So that's good. Now, I just analyzed £0. I hope it's clear to everybody. Hope so. If it is clear to you, say okay. Then I'll go to JPY immediately. If it is not clear, we can discuss it. And discuss what I want everybody to be clear on the same page. All right. So everybody says clear. Now let's go to JPY very fast. All right. So I'm going to just go to here and look for it. I think I have it here. So on the JPY front, we have on the 1 hour chart, we have more than one wave already. So I'm not going to, even though it is bullish, I'm not going to place a buy trade. Okay, so this is the first wave, this is the second wave, this is the third wave, and of course, this is the fourth wave. Okay, so we're on the fourth wave now. So I'm not going to place a buy anymore. I'd rather wait until I have further information for me to place a buy. And on 4 hours front, yeah, so this one is still kind of bullish, which is okay. Still kind of bullish, and of course it's okay. So I think this one is on the way up. It's on its way up. I already said this, I think maybe last week when I was with some clients. Okay, so looking at the D1 front, this one looks good to go up. All right. So this one is bullish, or like the euro pound that looks bearish. This particular candle looks this particular chart pattern looks bullish. So you might want to, continue to look for a buy opportunity. Maybe on the 1 hour chart when the price returns to support, or on the 15 minutes chart when the price returns to support. One of such way you can know if price return to support is if the price returns to a moving average on this screen. So if the price returns to this moving average, you know that it's a cross. So watch out when the price returns to this moving average, you can just structure buy. That's what it means. You just go ahead and buy. All right, so let's go to the comment section again and check if somebody dropped something I can look at. Okay, nobody. So I'm going to go now to Euro USD. I already analyzed USD card. I said that one looks bullish. That you should be looking to buy. On the Euro USD front, this one looks bearish. And of course, we could check with, maybe we could check with this to be sure of what we are doing on 1 hour. So yeah, so this one looks bearish and it's actually good to go with sell. Based on the structure we know around this moving average cross, this one looks good to go down. All right. So for this one, I'm going to go to instant execution and execute a sell trade because I believe that the price, that's my feeling, right? That the price looks bearish and good enough for me to enter a sell. So you might want to go, ahead and look for an opportunity for sell on Euro USD. That's if you like to trade Euro USD. There are some people that don't like to trade currency, but if it is what you want, might just be looking for a way to go short on USD. Sorry, on Euro USD. It looks good to go down, right? On the 1 hour chart, on the 15-minute chart, and of course on the 4 hours chart. They all look good to go down. So I'm going to go to that. So after I think I've done 1, 2. I've done Euro USD, USD card, and Euro pound. So I've done these 3. I've done these 3. So I'm going to go to USD CHF. So on the USD CHF front, we see kind of like a gap up open today. That's a gap up open. And of course, even though I don't like trading USD CHF, this one also looks good to go up. Okay, I'm going to go to this strategy. Check. Okay, so there's a cross now. And of course, this one, the candle that cross is also the candle that on the 1 hour front, the candle that cross is also the candle that break the resistance. So I think a close above this candle will portend a buy. Sorry, on the 1 hour front, if you take your chart to USD CHF and write that one down, especially if you're on a phone and you have the data beside you, note that I said that a close above this candle, any candle close above this candle today would just mean a buy for this USD card. Right now, the candle that is forming here on this 1 hour chart has not closed above this green candle. But any candle that closed above it today would just spell a buy for USD CHF. So you might want to, take advantage of that opportunity when it presents itself. Maybe the next, maybe 1 hour or so, 30 minutes or 30 something minutes, maybe 1 hour plus or minus. So you can just check on the 1 hour chart and see if a candle has closed above the 1 hour candle that closed before. So the candle currently trading is candle 0. The candle before it is candle 1. So if a candle close above candle 1 today, not tomorrow, today, it will just spell a buy for USD card, right? Sorry, on USD CHF. Let me check comment section and see if somebody dropped something. So admin say I should look at GBP New Zealand. I'll try. It's not part of this list, but of course I'll try. Now on the USD JPY front, on the 1 hour chart, we still have something similar to what we have on USD CHF. Unfortunately, this one has actually moved far. On this 1 hour front, it has done more than 3 waves already. So I might want to skip this USD JPY. Okay, we already have a wave here on this 1 hour chart. We already have a wave here also. This 1 hour chart, and of course, we currently have a wave here. So the third wave may not be too good, but if you like, if you don't mind, you might still enter a buy on that one. All right, you can still enter a buy on this one if you don't mind. But I'm not gonna place a buy on USD now because the price has already gone far. But of course, price looks good to go up. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't mind, or if you're in a buy trade already, you might hold on to your trade. If you're on a sell trade, look for a way to cut your loss and move on. Except you want to put stop loss, the appropriate zone on the chart. For example, if you're on a sell now and you looking at closing your trade, consider closing your trade when the price begins to enter this region, right? The price begins to go to the region of 146.27. You might want to, close your trade and set the loss and move on. But if you're on a buy and the price begins to enter that structure, you could just, continue to stick to your trade and make more money on the chart. Now, I'm going to go to comment section again and check. So somebody is saying, my baby is asking me how I identify candle 0. My baby. Which location are you? I want to know your location so that I can, oh, Enugu, that's very far. It's okay. So continue to join our normal classes, whether this one or the ones by 10 o'clock. Remember, guys, that there's going to be a class by 10 o'clock this morning. That class is going to be for the beginners. Okay, so for example, somebody is asking, my baby from Enugu. Now, her name is my baby. That's the name I'm seeing on the screen. So she just typed my baby. So I want to know whether her real name is my baby. Or maybe you can just give us your name so that we can know what to call you, really. Okay, maybe Samarachi or Chinaya or Chinenye or something. So I prefer to call you by your direct name. So based on what you're asking, you can just get more. I will explain it, but you also get more when you get to those classes by 10 o'clock. Now, a candle 0 is the current candle running on the chart on any time frame. For example, now, let me switch to this one. Let me switch to this one, right? And then I'll go to candlestick template that doesn't have anything. And then I'll zoom in. Okay, so this candle currently forming, this one, I'm going to put an arrow on it. Okay, a new candle has started forming. So let's make it arrow here. So this candle that is currently forming now, this one, it's actually candle 0. Call it 0 because it has not closed. There's no closed price for it yet. Okay, but because I'm on 1 minute chart, the candle has exactly 60 seconds to run. To just assume that name, to be assigned that name candle 0, it just needs 60 seconds. After 60 seconds, this candle will close, another one will open. And when that new one opens, that new one will become candle 0, which means that this previous one will become candle 1. Sorry. This previous one will become candle 1. And the one before you become candle 2, and so on and so forth. So you start numbering candle from the current one to the last one, to the one before it, 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 and so on. So if I'm to number this candle now, as it is, this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on and so forth. Now, I hope you understand that one, my baby. Maybe your name is Chile. What's your name, really? Tell us, or tell me, what's your name? Okay, so for Austin, NUD, right? NUD or whatever. You want me to look at gold? Sure, I'll look at it. New Zealand JPY, sure, I'll look at it. AUD New Zealand from IO, sure, I'll look at it. So I'll be looking at all those ones you guys dropped. And of course, I won't forget what Admin asked me to look at, which is GBP New Zealand. So the person that wrote a name as my baby, what's your name going like? What's your real name? Tell us or tell me in the comment section. I will look at it. So I'm going to go to the next one on this list, which is GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD is currently ranging on the D1 front. Okay, so that means the price has not really moved substantially. But of course, based on what we have on this screen, let's adjust and check. So it's obvious that the price is ranging. It's obvious. But whatever it is, let's look at the likely direction with this one. No indication whatsoever. Let's look at 4 hours. Well, on 4 hours too, no indication whatsoever. It's still ranging. On 30 minutes front, still ranging. And of course, what I mean by ranging is that the price is not really moving in a particular direction. See it already? It's not really moving in a particular direction. Okay. Or if we now take it to finally this one, what's it saying? Okay. So for us to sell, if it's going to be a sell, we're going to need to break below that structure range. Okay. So currently it's ranging. That means more candle is on this painted part. So for us to sell, which is most likely what the price could do, so yes. So for us to sell, we need a close below this. We need a close outside of this range. Outside of this range, then we can just go ahead and sell. And if the price goes above it, then we buy. Okay, so you can paint your own also. You can, put a line on your chart on the 30 minutes front, or even 15 minutes, whatever time frame you feel like using. Okay, so put a range to it, and then maybe a markup and a markdown, and then be waiting for candles to close above or below, and then you can just go ahead and execute your trade. So I'm going to go to AUD USD. This one is not seeing anything yet on this time frame. So I'm going to go to 1 hour and check which we can lose. This one also looks like something that is ranging, right? So, and then even though we have something like a triple top on it, but the neck is a little bit deep. Okay, what I mean by triple top is this region equals to this region equals to almost this region. So they look similar. So this one could also, pretend a sell, right? When this structure is broken, right? Only when we break this structure, then we cannot begin to look for a sell. For now, I think we can just stay off AUD USD. Then US 100, this one looks, I'm a little bit skeptical of this one, but I want to believe that the price will appreciate based on the fact that the tension around trade tariff is beginning to wind down, right? The tension around trade tariff war around the world is beginning to wind down. So we are not, seeing much or hearing much, about it, even though the thing is still there. But I think the US 100, US 30, D40, all of them could just begin to appreciate, right? So you might be looking for a way to go long on these ones. Okay, so you can just take your charts to maybe 1 hour chart and then be looking for opportunity. Now, this opportunity came last week. We didn't grab it because we're not, maybe we're not seeing it. Because so the buy opportunity came there. Of course, we could have just bought around this level. This could have been our buying zone, right? So right now we need to wait for the price to return to that zone. For us to buy on these ones, that's the US 100, US 30, that's this one. Of course, D40 or even US 2000, all of them, they behave the same way. Okay, they behave the same way. All of them, D40 or US 2000 will behave the same way. So you might just be looking for a way to, go long on them when the opportunity presents itself. I'm going to go straight to crude oil and look at what this one is saying with Bollinger Band. So with this one, the price is still within the band. So I cannot tell you to buy or sell. Okay, I don't have a bias the direction on this one, but based on what the price is saying, you might want to look for an opportunity to, go long, possibly go long, right? Possibly go long. Price of crude oil might just appreciate. Then you also need to go to oilprice.com to check what's going on there. I'm going to just see if I can share my screen on that. So I'm going to just check with this. Give me a second. So I'm going to just go to oil price. Let's come and share the news with you. I'm going to share my screen. Don't worry. I'm going to just click on share. And then I go to this screen and then we can look at it. So based on what we are seeing here, so we have a breaking news ahead of us or in front of us. Says oil price ticks higher despite tariff talks confusion. So we're not really sure. Like I said, the tariff war is actually giving us a concern a lot. But despite all the confusion, I think we can just still go with this information. So it says oil price ticks higher. When you say something ticks higher, it means that the price is going up. So we could just go ahead and trade with the bulls today on oil price. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the chart we were working on, which is this one. So be looking for buy opportunity. And one of such way to know when to buy is when the price returns to a lower band. So if the price returns to this lower band region, look to buy. Or if you are using this average, if you're using these two of them, this one already said we should buy. That's what it means. So that's what this one is saying, that we should execute a buy. But maybe you want to wait until the price returns to the black line, which means that you could wait until the price returns to this region on the chart. Then you can buy. Then I'm going to go to gold. Somebody said I should look at gold. Based on what I have on this gold on the 1 hour front, the price already touched the lower band, right? Already did that, yeah. And returns with a doji on this screen. Let me zoom in so that you can see it. The price touched the lower band and returned with a doji, that the price will still drop. So let's look at the 4 hours front. Since this one is a little bit confusing, I'm going to go to this and look at the 4 hours front, H4. So based on what the H4 is saying, the neck region is almost broken also, just like we have on the GBP, what now? Can't even remember, maybe Euro pound. So you have this as your head and shoulder region, and then the neck region is going to be somewhere around here. So we need a close below this structure for us to sell. So let's continue to look at gold and see if on these 4 hours, we'll see a close below this structure. So put your chart on gold to 4 hours. That's where you can analyze it better. Everybody, if you want to trade gold today, write it down that I said, you can put your chart to H4 and look out to sell when you see a close below the structure neck here. That's when you see a close below this region. That's the region of 32.76. So if you see a close below 32.76 or 32.77 thereabouts, or even 32.75, okay, 32.71 region, between 32.71 and 32, maybe 32.80 or 32.77 thereabout. If you see a close candle that close below this structure, 32.76, 32.75, 32.74, 32.73, please go ahead and trade the sell. Then that's where you can trade the sell. If it doesn't close below it, do not sell or do not do anything. So good looks bearish if you have a close below the structure or below those price regions. I just did that to you. Now, finally, I'm going to go back to the comment section and look at what we see should look at. So AUD New Zealand. Let's start with that. So I'm going to go to here to check where AUD New Zealand is. So we have, I don't have it here. So let me check here. Yes, I have AUD New Zealand here. So AUD New Zealand gave us, let's check with this one first of all. See if there's a trade opportunity. Yeah, there was. So this one looks good to, let me check. Look good to buy really. AUD New Zealand looks good to buy. So if you're interested in trading this one, you might want to be looking for a way to buy. So I'm going to go with buy limit itself. Let's see if I can do buy limit. If the price comes to me, it's going to be on a buy trade. But if it doesn't, just here. So I don't know why my own is not really executed. Let me try and see if I can execute directly. Of course. But this one looks good to buy. If you want to even buy now, just try as much as possible and do that. And when you are buying, don't forget to use stop loss and take profit. So your stop loss is going to be below the structure low. So all this area, all this region is good for stop loss. Okay, that's if you're going to use stop loss. And the take profit could be anywhere above this region. Price could go anywhere above. Okay, these are potential take profit regions. Okay, these are the regions you can take profits. But of course, if you want to trade, you can trade now, execute, and go with the buyers right now on the AUD New Zealand front. Now I'm going to go to the next item on the list based on request. Somebody is asking me, that's my baby now. Even though my baby, you have not told me your real name. I asked for your name, you have not told me. So, but you ask if I can, where you can put your stop loss when you are doing a sell on gold. So if you're going to do a sell on gold, your stop loss should be above this above this neck region. So this region is good for your stop loss. Let me write it there so I can see it. That's where your stop loss should be, ideally. Okay. I'm going to go to here and put stop loss region. Stop loss region. That's what you should do, right? I'm going to just put it there. That's where your stop loss should be, region. That's the region it should be here on the sell. And of course, I'm going to also do it here so that everybody can see it. Okay. So sell zone. So, good morning. So this is your sell zone. So anytime the price will come to this area and begin to close, you can sell around that zone. You put your stop loss around that region on the 4 hours. Now I'm going to go to the comment section again and read what you want me to look at. Okay, so it says that pretty wide, but that's where it should be. So you are confused. Well, you shouldn't. If you know you are not going to take that trade based on the stop loss, then you shouldn't take that trade based on. But ideally that's where it should be. Ideally, that is where it should be. All right. So I'm going to go to New Zealand JPY based on request. I'm going to go to New Zealand JPY based on request. New Zealand JPY. Okay, so based on request, this one looks good to sell, most likely, but let's check. Okay, so this one is still struggling and we don't know where it will end. And it could just go down and it could go up. I'm not sure of where to go. It's a little bit confusing, but let's go to here with this one. This one also has not given me a sense of direction. I'm going to now finally go to Bolivia Band to see if there's anything. Also, this one is not doing anything. So for me, I'm going to stay off New Zealand JPY because I don't have a direction right now. So I'll stay off. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the next one on the line based on request. That will be what's the other one? GBP New Zealand. Okay. So that's from admin, right? So I'm going to go to GBP New Zealand. GBP. That's if I even see it. I've not seen it. GBP New Zealand. Well, I don't have GBP New Zealand here. Okay. Don't have it on my list. only have, okay, I think I've seen it. So GBP New Zealand, I think it's going to be something the same thing as that in New Zealand, something like that. Based on this information, this one could go up. Based on this information, this one could go up. Good. All right. So based on these two, I'm going to hope that this can execute a trade for me of both also. Actually plan to buy, like do instant execution. But I don't know. I think my trade is not executed. So I don't know why. Let me do buy limited. Since I believe that the price should appreciate. So those are the ones I've been able to analyze for you. And I hope that you guys will take advantage of that information and make money. Any other question, or is there any question, so that we can clear round of the class, so that we can, all of us can go ahead and begin to execute our trade and make money. Okay, any question? We can close early since we have analyzed majority of the instrument today. The one I've not done now is going to be on indices or maybe commodity. Let me check commodity with corn. Let me check commodity with wheat also. Let me check commodity with let me check. Maybe I don't know. Cocoa. All right, so let me analyze those three commodities. Well, cocoa has a double bottom and is about to break even the top, like so, or more than double bottom also. So let's go to, it's currently on a resistance, right? This one is on a resistance. They're looking at much information. So let's wait for a retest of this zone. So let me clean the chart so that you can see it. I'm on 1 hour chart on cocoa. So I'm going to draw a line on this screen. Just draw this one. Like a blue line right now on the screen. So what you do is that you wait for a retest of that line. Let's wait for a retest. So let's wait for the price to return to 92.62. If you're interested in trading cocoa, wait for the price to return to 92.62, and then you can pick a buy. Sorry, yeah, a buy. Yeah, that's right. So let me check the comment section. I think some people drop message. Someone say I should look at silver and wheat. Someone say I should look at USD card. I already did. I said the price could go up. Bonnie, were you here? Laura said I should look at US30. He's asking if you could trade a buy. Well, I told you, Laura, that US30 looks good to go up. So, and that you should wait for the price to return to support before you can go long. I think I mentioned that here. So, okay, so the price is actually returning to support now. Let's look at 1 hour. So I'm gonna still continue to wait. Okay, I'm not gonna rush this one. So when the price returns to the area of 4,032, I'll begin to buy. So that's when I'll be comfortable to place a buy on US30. All right, I think I mentioned that. So let me go back to corn and look at what I feel the price should do. On the corn front, we have something like this. So this one looks bearish, right? Looks good. Let's check with this one. What is this one saying? Run away. This is run away, like break away. Gap down, close down, and running away. So, well, it looks good to go down, but I think you should just wait for the price to return to resistance before you sell. And that will be when this moving average crossed. The averages have not crossed each other. So you need to wait for more information on this one. I think the price will still retrace before it go down. So let's skip this one or wait until the price returns to that zone. I'm going to check the comment section again. How many zones you can analyze before you will know if the price will go up, come down? What do you mean zone? You want to see how many time frame? Well, I don't know about zone. Zone is plenty on the chart. There are different zones on the chart. But you could just do 2 or 3. Then you do them on higher time frame. David Shinabadi, I think that answers your question. On Euro USD, do we say or do you say we should buy or sell? Well, on the Euro USD, I didn't mention buy. I said the price looks bearish. And when the price looks bearish, it means that you should be looking to sell. So that's what I said to look at the priesthood. So please explain Bodija. I laugh in Swahili. So you mean I should explain Bodija, but not Bodija, Bolinga. Bolinga. Right. So well, it's beyond. I'm not supposed to explain it in this class, but the idea is simple. With Bollinger Band, you just need to buy or sell when the price hits support or resistance on it. I didn't even know the chart I used to analyze that one. I used one of the charts. I can't remember. Can't really remember. Let me check. Can't remember. But you can use any one, right? Use any one. But based on the fact that you asked, I'm going to go to maybe soya beans and explain with Bollinger Band. The name of the guy is actually John Bollinger. So I'm going to go to this page to give you an idea of what it is. Okay. So what you do is that you go to okay. So I'm going to go to share so that you can look at it. And I will encourage for you to do it on your own. So what you do is you go to Google and type Bollinger Bands, and then you can read up about it. Okay. Read it. But the idea is simple. Instead of you to read long stories, you can just go ahead and know that when the price goes up and touch the higher band, there's like a 50% chance that the price could go down. It's like a band. Okay. The price likes to stay inside the band. This is the upper part of the band. Let me just use this part. This is the upper band. This is the lower band. This is the lower band. So now the price likes to stay in between the upper band, the lower band. Price likes to stay inside of it. That's what the price likes to do. So whether the band is expanding to the upside or collapsing to the downside, it doesn't matter. The price likes to stay inside of the band 90% of time. So if you check, if you count from this zone, I'm going to clean this chart again. Hold on. I'm going to clean this chart like so. And then it starts again the Bollinger Band. Now, if you check from this side, right? If you check from this side now, from this green side on the right to this green side on the left, okay? If you begin to count the candles in between the two of them, and then you count the candles inside of the band, okay? And then the candles outside of the band. The one inside of the band will be more than the one outside of the band. For example, all through from left to right now, you see it's obvious that only this one, okay, and possibly this one, these two are outside of the band or that close outside. All these ones, let me check with down arrow. All these ones are the ones that are close outside of the band. Okay, these two. And then maybe this one, this one, and then maybe this one, and then maybe this one, or these two here. So by the time you count, you see that the ones that are close outside are not many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, or maybe less than like 10 or 12. Meanwhile, you have how many candles in between? You have about, let me count. You have about 530 candles in between. And only about 15 or less close outside. So more candles love to close inside of the band than outside of the band. So we now see, based on that simple fact, that anytime the price touches the upper band, like in this region, okay, like in this region, this is a very crude way of making money. You can just be selling, all right, when the price closes outside of the band, because you know that 90% of the time the price will go back inside. But there's a but there. Sometimes the price will close outside of the band and continue to push forward instead of returning inside of the band. So you need to be careful trading like that. But it's still a strategy, right? That you can still use to make money. Now, you can refine it by saying, okay, if the price closes outside of the band, why don't you look for a bearish engulfing, especially when it closes on top? Okay. If you see a bearish engulfing bar, you could sell. So I do that a lot, especially with instruments like AUD USD. Okay, so I go to like H4 and then I look for a bearish engulfing outside of the band or around upper band or the lower band. Okay, so if I go to this one now and I check, so I see let me check, let me check. Bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. Maybe I can just see something to work with. Okay. So if you call this one bearish engulfing, even though it is partial, it works, right? This one here, bearish engulfing, even though it is partial, but it still works. So those are instances you can use to actually make money because you could have potentially sell for you on AUD and you would have made a lot of money. And in fact, when it forms a full bearish engulfing like so, the price can actually trend very far. This is more than almost 200 pips to the downside. Okay, and 200 pips on the standard volume is $20,000. That's $20,000. That's about 30 billion, the standard volume. Okay, and of course, if you have like how much? If you have like 1.5 million, 2 million, and you place a standard volume on the chart, you can actually give you that amount of money. Right? Say you do USD card or whatever. Right? So that's how to make money with Bollinger Band. I hope I've been able to explain that too. What's your name again? Let me check your name. Wait, somebody mentioned. Okay, so that's Suyebi Adeleke, right? I hope so. Now, finally, somebody want me to look at wheat. Then we close after this one. Wheat. Now, where is wheat? Let's find out where wheat is on the chart. Wheat is here. So for the wheat part, at a point we had a double bottom that's around here. And the price actually respected it and pushed forward a little bit. But right now we have a head and shoulder. That's this neck, this head, and then this neck. Now, after that head and shoulder, we broke a neck, obviously, broke this region. So I want to believe that this wheat price will drop. We already broke the region. So if you now eventually dissect this on the chart with this, it's obvious that this price will just go down. So it is currently going down. And of course, you can wait because the price may still continue to drop. So what you can do is to wait for the price to retrace a little bit. Okay, a little bit of retracement from where it is now. And then, coming back for this line, that's the red line or the black line. Then you can still continue to sell because the price can still continue to drop. Okay. And then considering the fact that Ukraine and Russia are beginning to look at, I think you had it, Zelensky, I mean, is it Zelensky met Trump, when the two of them went to, bid farewell to Pope in Vatican, and they discussed, and their discussion was centered around, finding a true peace, a lasting peace to the war between Russia and Ukraine. Now, if that talk comes through, because they both said that they see light at the end of the tunnel, there's an unconditional ceasefire coming up. If it does come true, it means that wheat price can actually respond to that and drop, because the more there's peace in the world, the more opportunity is there for Russia and Ukraine to be able to sell their wheat. Hope you know that they are major producer, the world's largest producer, two of them, okay, to the rest of the world. Okay, so all those wheat they have stored, they will be able to sell it to the world. So wheat price fundamentally could just go down. So take advantage of that opportunity as we round up the class now. Of course, I want to thank everybody that's been part of this today. We'll do it again tomorrow by 8 o'clock. I remain yours sincerely. Of course, Michelle is my name. So I'm wishing you green pips only, right? To answer all these few questions here, Ayo is asking, what's the best time frame for Bollinger Band? I use 1 hour. It is my best time frame. So somebody is asking for my phone number, 090-2039-8739. And I'll repeat it again, 090-2039-8739. drop me a WhatsApp right now because I'll read it. Because if you call the number, it may just be down. All right. So, but if you drop WhatsApp, I'll see it immediately. And of course, I'll respond. So thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.